So, hello everyone, can you hear me? Where are you all from? Let me know in the chat below, where are you guys from and how are you doing? If you can hear me well, push a 1 in the chat. If you cannot hear me, push a 2. Can you all hear me well? Okay, hi there. Ali is from Virginia, and yes, he can hear me. And yes, you can all hear me. Great. So, how are you guys doing? I'm Nusrat, as you know. I'm a fitness and mindset coach, and I'm the owner of MV Fitness Academy. And I'm really glad to have you all over here. So, this is going to be a really serious session. Actually, it's not just going to be about fitness and weight loss, which is kind of weird because that's why we all know each other, right? We all know each other because we are on this fitness journey to lose weight. But I guess you all know by now that for me, it's not just a physical transformation. And I'm sure for many of you, for all of you, in fact, it's not only about losing weight and getting fit, it's also about having a life transformation. That's why we want to eat better, we want to lose weight, we want to, be more fit, get more muscles. Whatever the goals are, even in fitness, it eventually has an impact in our lives. So it's all about making our lives much better. And we are at the beginning of 2022. So how has the year been treating you guys? Happy New Year, by the way. Have you had any New Year's resolutions, any of you? We all do that a lot. Did you keep any resolutions this year? Or do you keep resolutions at all in any years? And if you want to, you can share your New Year's resolutions here if you want. Yes, okay, okay, yeah, obviously. We have two people, Mr. Haider and Ms. Rekha, sharing their goals, and they want to lose weight, of course. Okay, so definitely that's why we are all here. And I want to ask you another question, and listen to me very carefully. Did you have the same New Year resolution last year to lose weight? Or for anything that you have, anything else that others you may have kept, any New Year's resolutions that you may be keeping? Are you keeping the same resolutions every year into 2021? Was it the same resolution? Was it the same in 2022? Or is it like this is the year that it's different, right? Yes, Heather says that yes, actually, you're not alone, Heather. For most people, this is what happens. We all keep a New Year's resolution and then we lose momentum. It's like for the first week, we are all fired up. We want to get better, eat better, be healthier, lose weight, get more, success in business and career. This, we always feel like this is finally going to be our year. And then what happens? Life takes over. Yes, Pamela says that losing weight seems to be on the list every year, but this year it is not my top focus. Yes. Well, we all start the year with a lot of anticipation, excitement that this is going to be the year we're finally going to lose weight or we're finally going to get that thing done. And what happens? 95% of people fail New Year's resolutions. So this is not me. This is basically a research was done on it, and they found out that millions of people have New Year's resolutions, and 95% of those people usually fail those resolutions, and they often fail it within the first few weeks of the first month. So I want you to understand why this is important.
You'll have peace of mind.
It's important because how do you feel when you cannot get a goal done? You know, do you feel like really pumped up? Do you feel like it's okay, I'm gonna get it done another year? Or do you feel like something's not happening, you know? Do you feel like demotivated? Do you feel like it's not going to be your thing? You're never going to be able to do that thing. Does keeping resolutions or does keeping goals and failing them again and again, whether you are conscious of it or not aware of it, when you fail your goals again and again, it creates a mindset of deprivation, of failure. And that's basically what we want to avoid. Think of a person who has who's like really, really confident, and you know, he always gets done whatever he has. He has firm determination, and it doesn't matter what comes in his way. If he says that I'm going to do that and he does it, he commits to it, despite of whatever happens in his life. You know, we all have ups and downs. We all have things that will eventually come and stop us from eating better, living better, losing weight, getting healthier. But what happens? Just a very small percentage of people really push through. And it's like almost everyone is guilty of it. And it's not just one of you or, you know, all of you. It's not, you don't need to feel bad about it, thinking that you're alone in it. It's like the statistics are here. 95% of people, that's like millions and millions of people, do not know the correct strategy to get better in life, to get better in fitness, to get better in relationships, in anything in life. And they do not identify the blocks that they might get. They do not plan their goals correctly. They do not, most importantly, create momentum. And as I go on, I know I just kind of like, you know, I just really broke into the main topic very fast. Like, you know, I didn't really waste time talking about other things, because I really, you know, I'm pretty straightforward, but I really want you to understand that just few habits and just being aware can help you make 2022 the best year of your life. Not just 2022. When you're aware and when you apply the correct strategies, and when you're aware of what goes on inside your mind, this is what is going to set you apart from the 95% of people who fail. So if you're understanding so far, let me know, push a 1, and okay, Pamela says 1, great. Now I want to ask you a question. We all have thoughts every single day, right? We have like thousands of thoughts, millions of thoughts. We're thinking about what we should do the next day. We're thinking about our work, our family. So can you guess how many thoughts does a person have on a particular day? Okay. Pamela says thousands. Heather says 200,000. And Rebecca says millions. Well, it's definitely not millions. But research has demonstrated that we have between 45,000 and 51,000 thoughts on a single day. Margaret says unknown. Yes. Well, all of you were close in a way. So on a single day, we have about 50,000 thoughts, and that's what research says. And that's about like 150 to 300 thoughts a moment. We don't really track it, right? We're just thinking, and sometimes we're daydreaming, we're thinking about our goals, we're thinking about so many things. And truth is, it's like 150 to 300 thoughts on a single moment. Now, this is what's going to shock you, what I'm going to send next. And this is also why most of us fail our goals. Out of all those thoughts we think on a single day, 80% of them are negative. And I'm going to give you a moment for that to sink in. And basically, this is not me. This is what psychologists have done this research. So on a daily basis, every single person thinks like mostly damaging thoughts, negative thoughts, things like, I'm not good enough, or can I really do it? Or the world is, tearing apart. And there is always bad influences. There is always the news. There is always people who are around us who do not believe in our dreams, or, perhaps they themselves couldn't accomplish their dreams and they project their thoughts on us. So suppose you begin your year really happy, really excited, really motivated. And okay, let me, for example, take a certain goal, weight loss, or let me take the goal of beginning a business. Okay, suppose you are someone who's thinking that in 2022 I'm going to begin my very own business. You're so happy, you're so excited, you're so enthusiastic about it, and you tell everybody, you tell your family, you write it in your diary, you do all it takes to start your business. And then what happens? After the first week, you feel like it's a lot of pressure. You have to put in a lot of work. On the second week, you doubt yourself. Can I really start this business on my own? What am I even thinking? On the third week, life takes over. Perhaps your job is taking too much of your time. And this is the way almost every single dreams that die have the same process. By the fourth week, your aunt or your uncle will be telling you, hey, don't do these businesses, it's not worth it. Nobody can ever succeed doing this. And it's not just business. Think of an athlete. So she might have like a lot of aspirations that she's going to finally, get a trophy this year. And she perhaps never had even played that sports. So on the 1st of January of a year, she's super excited. I'm going to start practicing. I'm going to get that award or that trophy. And the same journey. By the second week, she doesn't feel like getting up early. By the third week, it feels like a lot of pressure. By the fourth, fifth, sixth week, people tell her that, it's not your thing. You can never do it. It's really hard to do it. And you know what happens? That's how most people's dreams never get realized. And the problem here, and I talk about this a lot, those of you who know me, I think there are many of you here, the subconscious mind. So basically, our minds have two parts. You can say the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is basically what the part that takes all the decisions. So for example, we're all sitting here, we're talking to each other. The fact that you made the decision to come here, that will go to your work, or whatever decisions you take, that's part of your conscious mind. And the subconscious mind is like the part that we are not aware of. Our heart is beating, and more than that, beyond that, it's always thinking. It has a mind of its own, And the problem is, it's basically what runs 95% of our life. So for an example, if I talk about the business idea, that a person begins a business and she has never had her own business, she doesn't know anybody who has had their own businesses. And though she has a lot of determination, perhaps she's willing to learn and she's willing to put in the effort, the conscious mind will take charge for a certain amount of time. The conscious mind will be like, yes, you should do it. This is the year you're going to launch your own business. But what happens later? The subconscious mind takes over. The subconscious mind feeds data to her depending upon the life she had. So in her life, if she had never lost weight, never had a business, never won a trophy, the subconscious mind would want to play it safe. The subconscious mind would tell her, it's not, you don't need to go get up early and work out. Just go to sleep. That's what's comfortable. You don't need to do a diet. Just, go with your friends, hang out with your friends, and eat whatever you feel like. That's what's comfortable. So this is basically where it's like, imagine a net, and imagine a lot of people trying to break through that net and not being able to, because it's like an invisible net. The subconscious mind has this safety mechanism, and it's not like it's wrong, it's not evil, it's part of us, and all of us is full of light. It's only trying to protect us, and it doesn't want us to be in trouble, which is why it always prevents us from trying out new things. So did you ever have a goal in your life, not just on a new year, not just as a New Year's resolution? Perhaps you had a very ambitious goal, and did you ever get sidetracked from that goal? Like, something just happens and you kind of forget about it, or you lose the speed, the momentum. Have you ever had a goal that you did not accomplish? Yes. Yes. I want you to take a moment, and I want you, perhaps this few moments is going to be life-changing for you. I want you to take a moment, and I want you to think about why you lost momentum. Whatever that goal is, you don't have to write it down in the chat if you don't want to. Think about ever wanting to do something, ever having a certain ambition. It could be from your childhood, it could be after you grew up. You really wanted to do something and it never happened. Why didn't it happen? What stopped you? Lack of resources, lack of support, lack of ideas. It is so important for us to just take a moment, to just take a breath and to just look deep inside us, because we all want to be happy. We all want to be successful, to lose weight, or whatever our goals are for this year. It could be multiple goals. And we need to understand how this mechanism works so that we can be that version of us. We can be happier, we can be fitter, healthier, we can have whatever we want finally. In other words, if it's the net that is stopping us, isn't it like we have to break through that net of comfort, of security? think for a moment of the word breakthrough. What does it mean to you? Breakthrough what? Break through that invisible barrier? Pamela says, I know that it is because I did not change my subconscious story from childhood. I would go back to my default. Yep. We all go back to that default mode, We have this mechanism inside us that tries to keep us safe, that does not like discomfort, that does not like unknown things. In other words, if you want 2022 to be a better year, you probably will need to do something uncomfortable based on your goal. Now, for different people, this might mean different things. It could mean emotional, it could mean actual practical steps. But whatever it is, breaking through that net wouldn't be easy. And I don't want to intimidate you, I don't want to scare you, but I'm just talking from a point of facts. And it's not impossible, it's not difficult once you know the strategies, once you know how to reprogram your subconscious mind. Anything you ever wanted in your life, your subconscious mind will then be programmed to have it instead of, trying to stop it. Because think about it, can we get a different result doing the same thing we do every day? Whatever it is, whatever we're doing, if we do the same thing every day, we're going to get the same results every day. And if you're happy with that result, if that's okay with you, that's great. But if you want more in any areas of your life, in your fitness, if you want to lose weight, and if you want to lose a significant amount of weight, as an example, then you have to push yourself. You have to push through that net. You have to do a few things which will not feel comfortable. It could mean doing a lot of intense workout, going through a diet and sticking to that diet for months. And it will not be easy. So how do we make it easier? How do we create a momentum? So I want you to imagine, think of a football, and what happens when when a football player kicks a football, or when a cricketer, hits a cricket ball or baseball, the same thing. For a certain amount of time, the ball runs, it really, goes across the grass, the field, and eventually what happens, it stops because of friction. So that's kind of like us. At the beginning of the year, we are like that football, we're like that baseball, and we have a lot of momentum, and we really charge forward, we accelerate. But the more we go, the more we get friction. It could be people, it could be circumstances, it could be just our own self-doubt. But just as the ball, it keeps on going, the more it goes, the slower it gets, and finally it stops. Can you understand what this means, what this means in our lives? Why does the football stop rolling? Why does the baseball or any kind of ball you can think of, why does it stop at a certain place? So can you understand, or can you tell me how or what way can the ball start to move again? Is it possible for a motionless, for a still football to start moving again? Not on its own, of course. Can you say why and when would that football again start to move? Yes. So Regas is when a player again hits that ball. And that's the same for us. Okay. Every time we lose momentum, we must have a strategy to again create momentum. Pamela says something gets in the way. Yes, just like the ball has friction, in our lives, we are definitely going to have friction, especially if we're going to do something new, something that really means a lot for us. It's very likely that we are really going to face friction. So now what we're trying to do and what we're eventually going to aim for is to reduce the amount of friction and also have strategies so that we can thrust ourselves forward with much more force and with much more momentum. Are you all getting it so far? Awesome, awesome. So now I want you to think about it. For different people, this might mean different things. For someone, it might mean losing weight. For someone, it might mean to live a happier or a more successful life. And if you're here and if you're attending this, I'm sure that this perhaps had not been the case. And perhaps you do want more. Perhaps you are aware that there is a next level in your life, in your success, in your fitness. So what you could do is every time you lose momentum, every time you fall back into old habits, or every time you fall back into the same pattern, think of ways you can create momentum and just push yourself forward. So I'm going to help you with that. We all run away from obstacles, right? Think of ways you actually seek obstacles. And for different people, this might mean different things again. So for someone who had never lifted weight, lifting weights could be an obstacle. But for someone who has never, who wants to travel, but has never traveled, traveling to unknown destination could be an obstacle. Like, think of something related to your goal that really frightens you or that really gives you a feeling of discomfort. Now, for most people, initially, this could be actually really tough. This could be like, if everybody could do it, they would have done it, right? And for this reason, I would like for you to make it even easier, make your goals more practical, make strategies to gain your goals also more practical. So think of ways you can add a little bit of discomfort in your life, and that also helps your life. So for different people, it might mean different things again, but it could be waking up earlier. It could be going out for a walk if you don't do that. It could be trying out something that you have never tried before. It could be like seeking the unfamiliar. So I can help you get, and what should I say, and clarity in this subject. For example, if you do guys know who Tony Robbins is, he's a motivational speaker, and there are many motivational speakers, who are really renowned all around the world. So one thing they do when people go to them, to seek inspiration, one thing they do is they make them, what Tony does, and I also have seen others do, they make them walk on fire. They make them do things that are really shocking, that just wakes their senses up, that just, gives them this bolt of energy. So what happens is that when these participants attend an event by Tony or by any speaker who's as powerful and awesome as Tony Robbins, and they walk on fire or they walk on some glass or something, that really should be frightening. For some reason, after that 10 to 20 seconds, they suddenly feel like they can achieve anything in life. Okay, think of bungee jumpers, for example. I don't know about you, but I am super scared of bungee jumping or of heights. And that's something I am trying to challenge myself. Think of something that causes you discomfort and chase it. Because once you have overcome a small fear, of course, play it safe, don't do anything rash, but think of something that is going to give you a little boost, a little bit of discomfort. And after you have gone through it, after you have had that few moments of shock, you're going to find a very different version of you. And many people does many things to awaken this sense. For example, there are people who has like cold water therapy. They would jump into ice water. I'm not suggesting that any of you should do that, but I'm suggesting that people would go to that length. They would do things that awaken their senses, that it's like we kind of live our life in a secure, comfortable spot, and we try to feel safe. We do not want to venture out because our subconscious minds run the show, and it does not like discomfort. So every time we do something that really shakes our senses up, that gives us a shock, it kind of awakens us. It whatever the what should I call myself? I have a tigress inside me. Tony Robbins says, awaken the giant inside you. So whatever methodology you use, it doesn't have to be like, you don't have to take a shower in cold water to experience it. But whatever goal you have, and it may or may not be related to that goal, think of something that is going to cause discomfort. So this is a way to understand how much we are capable of, because most of the time we try to play it easy. So when you seek a bit of obstacle, when you seek a bit of discomfort, that's when you would be able to master a very different side of you, awaken the giant within you. Now, the second thing that we all know, but it's crazy, we all kind of forget about it, is that if we repeat something long enough, it will always become a habit. So if you're struggling with eating clean, like you have a habit of having a lot of junk food, or you have a sweet appetite, you want a lot of sugary food, and you know that's bad for you, all you need to do is take the first step and then keep on repeating it. So if you find working out uncomfortable, if you don't feel like waking up, or if you don't feel like getting up to work out, have a time every day. Have the mindset that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do this 30 minutes workout. So the first few days, it's going to be really challenging to adopt a new habit, because your subconscious mind would want to keep you comfortable. It would tell you that you don't need to wake up, you don't need to do this, or just do it for a few minutes and stop it. So you will need to push through that safety net. Now, I keep on mentioning the safety net again and again because I want you to visualize it, so that every time in life, this year or the next year or the next year, if you again go through this process, which we all do, we all sink back into our comfort zones. I want you to be able to remember this net in your mind, the safety net. All you need to do is stop playing safe. All you need to do is, like that football or that baseball, bring back momentum and just break through the net. And it could be through obstacles or through some other thing. And once after you have done it, repeat it for so long that it becomes second nature to you. Okay, are you understanding what I'm saying? Do you have any questions? Let me know. And if you're understanding, press a 1. Awesome. So we need to create a winner's mindset. Right now, I just told you sometimes back that every time most people create New Year's resolution, and then most of them end up never completing it. What that does is that it creates a loser's mindset. And that's not just New Year's resolutions. Every time you take a goal, for example, today suppose I'm thinking that, I'm going to um, I'm going to lose 10 pounds. After I have taken that goal, I work on it, and after 2 weeks, I lose momentum and I again fall back into my habits. And after that, perhaps I even gained weight instead of losing it. So when I do this for long enough, this loser's habit will become my lifestyle. So every time I would want to lose weight after that, or I would want to do anything in life, I would have a less confidence on myself, on my abilities. My subconscious mind would tell me that, you're going to lose weight. Remember all those times you tried it and you never did it? So just fall back. There's no need to do it. When we fail on our goals, whether it be for circumstances, whether it be for lack of support, whether it be for, our own self-doubt, our own limiting beliefs, every time we do it consistently, that failure habit, the loser's habit, becomes our mindset. And, it just crushes our confidence. It crushes our self-esteem, even in some cases. And the opposite is also true. Every time we take a small goal that I'm going to lose 3 pounds in so and so days, and I accomplish it, it's so much better than taking a big goal like I'm going to lose 30 pounds and never accomplishing it. Because what it does is that even accomplishing small goals on a regular basis, it will create inside you a winner's mindset. And that mindset in life is going to cause wonders. It will be like magic for you, because it's like climbing a high mountain. You first climb a little bit, and then you climb a little bit more, and then you climb a little bit more. Eventually, you're at the peak of the mountain. So you may not be aware that this process is happening, that, you will only feel happy, perhaps. You may not even feel happy at small goals, but taking small goals, practical goals that are attainable, and accomplishing them, and even perhaps writing it down and ticking it off in your diary. In life, this is going to not just awaken the giant within you, it will turn you into the giant. You will feel so large. You will feel like, I can do anything in life. I mean, I have done it, and I can do anything in my life. So this is basically one of the things I wanted to talk about. We need to organize. If we are really serious about our goals, if we are really serious about fitness or something in our career, you have to start planning. It's like planning an event. If you're about to do something that is really special, suppose it's it could be a wedding, it could be a very important event of your life. What do? We plan it up. How many guests will be there? What would I wear? What should the menu be? Where should the venue be? So why don't we plan our lives a little bit more? Because our lives are the biggest event that we can ever have. And also we need to do it in a practical manner. It shouldn't be too difficult with the goals we keep. For example, since it's January 4th, you could make a list of things you could do over the next 3 months. So that's January, February, March, or you could do it for 4 months, January, February, March, April. What would you like to achieve till April, before April? What are the small shifts you can make in your life before April, in your work, in your fitness? Okay, I would like for you, after this call, I would like for you to just sit back and just think. I have read many books and I have seen that people who are successful, the billionaires, the millionaires, the athletes, they all have their lives planned out. They know that athletes, for example, they know that they're going to wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning, they're going to go out for a run, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. They have their lives organized. Most of us are like living in a flow. We kind of have an idea of what we're going to do the next day, but we have absolutely no idea what we're going to do in 5 years. We have no idea what we want to accomplish over the next few months. However, and it's really very powerful, if you just take a pen and a paper, perhaps your diary, just write down your goals that within April, within March, I am going to dot dot dot. What this is going to do is that while you're writing down, when we write down, we engage our hand, our brain, our eyes. So what it does, and it's more powerful than typing on computer or phone, when we write down our goals that by April I'm going to do so. When we write it down, it programs, it begins to start the engine in our subconscious mind, and then the subconscious mind gives out the orders that, okay, by April, I'm going to lose so and so pounds. So what do I need to do? That's why the first thing you need to do is you need to break out the whole year into 3 or 4 parts. And then you need to be specific of what you would like to accomplish within that time. Okay. After that, you need to plan for each month. And you need to make it like really practical. You need to make it something that you can do. And finally, all you need to do is just look back and see how much you have done, how much you have accomplished. And in most cases, you're going to see that 5 out of the 7 or 8 things you write, it's most likely to come true. Because when you're going to write down, for example, I'm going to lose so and so pounds before April, you're also going to create a kind of plan. How are you going to do it? What workouts will you do? What routine will you follow? What diet will you follow? And perhaps you might stray a bit here and there during your weeks, during the months, but after you have written it down and after you have committed yourself to it, there is a higher percentage of success, of success rate. And it might take a lot of practice, it might take a bit of time, but the fact is you're going to achieve it. It doesn't matter how hard it seems to you right now. When you have it organized, when you have it planned out, and when you commit to it, you're definitely going to be successful in that area. All you need to do is identify what you need to do. So is this helpful? Are you being able to understand exactly the formula for success? You can say what people need to do. Anybody, if it doesn't matter what background you are, what kind of circumstances you're going through, if you can program your subconscious mind to help you instead of stopping you, you're going to be far ahead from your peers. You can say you're going to be far ahead from most people. So if you can, if it is helping you, type yes in the chat. If you think that you are going to be able to finally get your goal in 2022, to finally accomplish what you want to do, type a yes in the chat. Awesome. So, do you guys have any questions? Also, I want to talk to you about another thing. You can use affirmations. So it doesn't matter what you're seeking in life. If you can wake up in the morning and if you can affirm to it that I am so and so. I'm a successful entrepreneur. I'm a successful athlete. I have a lot of this. The more you're going to say it, and if you can say it loud, that's the best, the more you're going to reprogram your subconscious mind. So that's when the safety net kind of disappears, because you're going to teach your subconscious mind what you want in life rather than, allowing it to mess with your life. So basically, that's all for today. And your homework is going to be to just sit down and write what you want in life and how you can achieve it over the next few months. You don't have to show it to me or to anybody. This is like completely for you. Remember the key facts. Create momentum, break through that safety net, and then be consistent to make it a habit, to make it a part of your life. Okay. So thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this conversation, and I hope I have been able to help you with it. Whatever your dreams are, you can realize it. Just keep believing it. Just keep working for it, and keep reprogramming your subconscious mind, because that's basically where all the magic happens, by affirmations, by writing down, or however you feel like. Seek something that's uncomfortable, that's unknown, because all of the goodness in life is usually in the unknown. So thank you very much for being with me on this call. I hope you guys have a great evening. It's been wonderful to be here. Thank you, and I'll see you soon, perhaps next week. Have a great day.